can. Hopefully you'll catch up and people can hear me now. I never fixed my sound mic. Are you here, anybody? Let's see if anybody shows up. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sorry, I don't know what happened. And then when I tried to reload it, I actually had another one going. It just like was this spinning death circle. Hi, everybody. Let me just make the list really quick again. How is everyone? Better? Good? We good? And then I'll tell you about my skin thing. Since you couldn't hear me. Gene. I think Alf. Yeah. Okay. There. Are we good? Are we good? Okay. Sorry I wasn't here last week. Things are changing in my life. And so it's going to be a little bumpy for a little bit, and then it'll be good. So I just couldn't be here. So that's it. I probably won't talk a lot about it because who wants to hear about that stuff? All is okay, as I told my children at the end that it's always going to be okay. Okay, silly pants. I do the free Oracle card readings towards the end. I always do the ones that people pay for first, and then no sad faces. We are not sad facing this. Nope, we do not sad face this. Changes can be bumpy, but this one's going to be good. So I'm okay. We're all okay. We're not sad facing. Nothing. No sad faces. Time to breathe again. Time to breathe again. Itchy. Sorry. Okay. So I will try and maintain as much consistency here as possible. I just was not possible last week. For one big reason, but what I will say is what I have found through this is that I created a stronger community than I realized. And there are more people, I think, because normally when I've gone through things in life, I've often tend to really like internalize and go within and like kind of isolate myself. And I haven't done that this time. And it's not like I'm like, oh, help me. It's just kind of like, hey, this is going on. I just want you to know, really, so I can make sure that I've got good support systems for my kids too. And you realize how strong of a community you create when you actually allow yourself to allow that community in. So I encourage everybody to do that. That said, I got my face burned off. When I went in, they numb your face with like a lidocaine gel cream thing. It's more like a cream. The nurse practitioner is the one who did it, and she's so nice. And she's like, normally she tells people, I guess, different instructions, but she's like, whatever cream you're using, just keep using it because it's obviously fabulous. Because I told her it's really thick. I have naturally pretty dry skin, so the cream is very thick. I put it on twice a day. So I think when I had this done, I was putting it on like 3 or 4 times a day because I don't like that dry feeling. And my skin felt a little dry. And it feels like kind of not sunburned because I've had some really bad burns in my life because look how pale I am. And I lived in Texas and we were always at the beach or outside or at the river or at the pool. Let's see, does that work now? Better. better back there. Whatever. Okay. I just was like looking at it the whole time. It's not lined up. And I'm not OCD, but I was like, that looks ugly. Okay, so it just felt like not like a little past sun kissed, but not quite sunburned. Um, and then mine didn't get blistery or peely or anything. I think probably because of all of the lotion stuff I was putting on, it didn't get peely. But it like, I'm going to show you a picture. It like the spots will get really, really dark, and they do come to the surface, and literally it's just like wiping off. Like if you have like a fleck of mascara or something, like it just wipes off. It's crazy, super cool. Like, I don't know. Am I the weirdo who would be a pimple popper or like a hair puller, like a like tweezer thing? Probably. I wasn't a skin peeler though. Like with when you get like sunburns and your skin peels. No, it's not painful at all. So she did like a lidocaine cream, like my whole entire face. My mouth was really numb for a long time. Um, and then it did hurt, like she said up here, because like this, she said on my cheeks it took really easily, so she only had to do it once. So it hurt a little bit more. So she said she'll put more lidocaine on the top next time because I have like 2 more sessions. Um, it's called they call it their BBL, but it's not. It's a laser. Hold on, let me tell you what it is. Broadband light laser. It's not cheap, but also like, I mean, I'm not patient enough to do all of those creams and face stuff. Like I told her, I was like, I don't really like big skin routines. I don't like a lot of the skin creams. I'm also not, I won't be consistent enough with it if it's like 50 different things. Like my bedtime routine is like, I just wipe with micellar water. I don't do a lot of, because my skin gets so dry so easily. I put cream on, and then I do dry brushing for lymphatic drainage, and I put body oil on, and like that's it. I don't want to do a lot. Like, yeah, so I just use this cream that's like I meant to bring it down here. It's this woman makes it. Um, she's a small business, and it's got like beef tallow and cocoa butter, and it smells delicious. Um, it's not too expensive. It's pretty reasonably priced, I feel like. But it works, and so I stick with it. And it doesn't break my skin out or cause any weird reactions. So, um, but not painful. Just, have you ever done laser hair removal, or it's just like little zaps? But I didn't really feel it on my cheeks at all. It was really just on my forehead. And she said that's where the stuff is like a little deeper. Um, yeah, that's fine. I should still get it. We'll get the intention there. That's fine, Elf. No problem. We can work around it. I appreciate that you want a reading from me, that you'd go that far to get one. So I also think it's really cool when people are like, it's my birthday, I'm getting a reading from you. Like, I'm always like out of everything you could have, you want a reading with me. That's really sweet. Like, and then I had a client who was like, messaged me. She's like, can I give a reading as a gift? Now there's a caveat there. And she was like, she's already interested. And, so it's like, but like when people are like, I really think this person needs one, I'm like, can't be. If you think they need it, they have to think they need it. We don't impart our will on others like that. What else is new? Oh, here, let me show you the pictures of like the right after. I didn't post them again. It's just been a little chaotic here. And I'm still like trying to do play dates and everything to make sure my kids are good. And what the fuck am I looking up? Okay, sorry. My skin looks really okay. So it really isn't that impressive, probably because of the light, but like this is right after. You can't tell anyway with the camera, but like this spot here, what was really, really dark right after, almost like a purpley browny color, but it was really, really dark. Anyways, it looks beautiful. I also brought down this deck. I don't know if anybody remembers Julia talking about it, the Trish James Oracle deck. This is a predictions deck, and it doesn't have a book with it. It's literally just the cards. And I think I really like them, but also they're kind of like on the darker, heavier side, and they're all like this. Like I still haven't found like one that's kind of like there's disappointing outcome. And I tend to not. I mean, um, maybe if I learn to read them more intuitively, I might. I don't know. So, and I tried going back and looking at some of her other decks, but she was sort of in her website was like in transition or something. I don't know. So, okay, let's do some readings because I'm not talking about anything that interesting except for skin and stuff. Also, I'm glad I was wrong about the shutdown coming to an end sooner. I said it would be a little bit later, so I'm glad I was wrong about that because Lynn needs her money, and so do other people. All right, Gabrielle, you want to ask your question? Oh, you're in a lawsuit, Alf. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, just a general. Okay, you got it. It's so funny when I connect into your energy because I could feel her like your baby. I can like my essentially my stomach gets tight where my uterus would be had I if I was that pregnant and that far along. And it's like it oh. She's moved a little because she's not like right. She's like right almost center, and I feel a little pressure kind of on my um are you getting dizzy at times? I feel like I can't stretch enough room. I want to like arch back. I feel like she just had a big growth spurt because I feel like I'm stretched up so much more this week. Have you been having headaches too? Because I felt really tight here in my right in my neck, kind of tight in my jaw, and I have really tight here. Um, I feel her like wiggle her butt and giggle. She's gonna be a really happy, sweet baby. This isn't your reading. I feel like I need to get past her energy in order to get to where I need to be. And she's gonna want to be in the thick of it. Like she's gonna be the kid that just crawls up in your lap and doesn't care like what's going on. She's like you're eating, you're having a conversation, you're trying to do work. She just wants to sit and like be with you. Um, I feel like she'll be a little bit like April, my youngest. When she was born, like the nurse put her on my chest and immediately she fell asleep. And I was just because I had this because I was a nurse. You know this. I mean, you probably do this too because you're also a nurse. But like, I immediately went to like drying and rubbing the girls off and like, stimulating them, and like the way you would when, you know. But like, and then she just like snuggled, like literally snuggled up with her head in my under my neck and just went to sleep. And the nurse was like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, she's just sleeping. She's good." And I feel like she'll be like that. Like she'll just, it's not like she wants to crawl back in, but she's just going to be your snuggler. And like my oldest doesn't, because she's autistic. She doesn't love hugs and things like that. Even it was interesting, even before we got her diagnosed, like when she was really little, she would always like when we were around a lot of people, she would always like really kind of cling and snuggle in. But like if we were just relaxed at home, she was like not much of a snuggler. My middle, yes, but my youngest is like this different, like just, and I feel like she'll be a little bit more like that, like just want to be in your energy. Um, you might at points get a little overwhelmed with that. I'm just saying that because you might be all touched out, like at a point in your day, but I just feel like if you can remember in the back of your head that it's like it's her safest spot, like it's where she feels just completely at ease, it might help you push through that a little bit and understand that if you remind yourself. You hope so. They keep saying she's measuring small, but definitely having headaches, not horrible. But yeah, it just feels tight. I feel like honestly, if you just rub in here, I feel like it's more of like a tight from muscle tension. You might be just be from being pregnant, kind of like just it just puts so much on your body and shifts everything so much. You just might need a little bit more of like massage on your shoulders and your neck and here in your traps. Um, I feel like she grew longer, so she might not be like. So my kids like they like my oldest. They're like she's gonna be huge. My kids like have kind of longer limbs, which is not surprising. I have longer legs. I have a shorter torso. Um, but they weren't big. My oldest was my largest baby, and she was 6'13". My middle was 5'13", 5'14". And my youngest was 6'1". Like I don't have, even though they were like my oldest, they're like she's gonna be huge. I born at 37 weeks, so I don't know. I think measurements are sort of like take them with a grain of salt. I think I was also really afraid because my paternal grandfather was 12 pounds when he was born, and my great grandma only had one baby because they didn't have epidurals then. And he was not born via C-section. Um, yeah. I just feel like I keep hearing ride the wave. So I think what I'm going to say is this, because I'm trying to figure out the ride the wave thing. Um, when you worry, try to remember that I'm telling you she's going to be okay. Like everything's going to be good. Like I see her as this really happy, healthy little baby, little girl, kind of a spitfire, like very snug. Also, like she's definitely a kid that will tell it like it is. um, I know a lot of kids do, but I feel like she especially will see through people. Um, just hold on to that in those moments that you get a little nervous. I think when I'm like do my manifesting stuff, even when stuff looks like maybe it's not possible or um, pattern wise it should follow this other certain pattern, I just keep holding to the end state of it. like, and persisting. Funny is I always worried about birth. So my first, because obviously it's your first, you don't know what to expect and you hear horror stories. And I mean, I worked, my first job out was postpartum, antepartum, GYN surgical. I did that 2 years and then I got bored of looking at the charts every day because it was like, it was like, I mean, that's not the only thing you did, but it was like kind of monotonous. There wasn't like, it was like, it was very routine. And I guess I like more variety. Also turns out I like working with kids better anyway. Um, I don't, not because I mean, for the most part, most of my patients as adults were okay, but like, it's the ones that are terrible where you're like, I can't tolerate adults who are assholes. uh, I just don't do well with them. um, or the ones who are like drug addicts, and I just don't have a lot of patience for them. I get that it's a disease, but like, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of patience for it. But anyway, so my oldest was really scared, and I turned out I was in labor and had no clue because it turns out I don't feel contractions. So that's like confusing when you're like, so then when your second baby comes along and they're like, I was worried I was gonna have precipitous delivery and be like at my home, and that would not have been good. Yeah, I don't feel those, but I have such a terrible, like I was like sick, throwing up several times a day until like 22 weeks. And then the reflux was so bad, I was choking on it, sleeping completely sitting up straight. So I felt like that was a trade-off. Um, and then also like my first pregnancy was high risk. So there was just a lot of stress involved. So like my second, I was very, very nervous. Also, like I was the only one getting up at night and like doing like everything. So I was just really tired and really like so completely exhausted after she was born that I was like having a hard time worrying about like the second. And then the second baby, like hers was much easier because I pushed for so long with my first, which is so funny because that's what her personality is. Like she's not going to do anything unless you want her. She's ready. And you sort of have to like, I had to tell the nurse to go out. I was like, I need to talk to my body for a minute. And I was like, it's okay. You can do it. You can be born. And then when the nurse came back, she's like, I don't know what you did, but she actually dropped. And I was like, well, she said the baby because my husband didn't want to know what the kids were when they were pregnant. So I found out. The Pepcid helped. Okay, I did a mixture of Pepcid and there was one other one I would take that was not. So Pepcid's an H2 blocker. Then I did one that was more of I think it was a proton pump. I can't remember. But I did like a combination where I took two, but Pepcid really helped me a lot. Always make sure things are safe for your doctor, through your doctor and stuff. But yeah, I just, and then my third was, I don't know, my second, I felt the epidural worked for the first two. The epidural did not work for the third one, but my second, she's like, don't laugh. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, she's like, literally, the baby's like, do not laugh because anything you do, the baby will come out. Good. Oh, good. And then the third, like, whatever. But I don't know why I got onto talking about that. But like the fear is real because also each pregnancy is different, each delivery is different, and you kind of don't know what to expect. But apparently, I'm really good at delivering babies. So my OB after the third one, she was like, "You sure you're not going to do this again?" I was like, "Oh, I'm positive. Business is closed. We're not creating anymore." Okay. So I just feel like just try and remember that it's gonna all be okay. And also your son's gonna do really good. He's gonna be such a big brother, good big brother. Um, I feel like he's gonna be really gentle with her. Though there's something where I feel like he tries to hand her something and it's a little hard plastic and might bop her in the head a little bit. Like I keep seeing like a remote or something like handing her like something that has a little bit harder of a plastic to it. She'll be fine though. It'll prepare for later Big Brother stuff. I was helping out after school. So I have all girls. I was helping out after school, and this guy who teaches this, like, basically they need adult volunteers, whatever. I'm doing absolutely nothing helping out. By the way, when I say helping out, I'm like basically standing there, and sometimes I talk to the kids, but I'm not doing anything. It's like this lacrosse thing, and I know absolutely nothing about lacrosse. I just spend time laughing, kind of giggling at the kids just because they're funny. Um, but I was like standing afterwards on Thursday, and the guy who runs it has two boys. And boys are very different than girls. Um, it was just funny because like at a point, like they're kind of like when we first went down to start, I guess they were kind of wrestling because they didn't get outdoor recess because it had rained during the day, and you could hear him like call those boys and be like, get off each other. But then like he was talking to somebody or not paying attention. I kind of looked at them, they were wrestling. And I was like, hey, I think like your dad wouldn't like if you did that. No, one kid was like, the older one. It's like, yeah, but he's not looking right now. I was like, but I saw you. And then he was like, it was really cute. But like boys are so different. Hey, like boys caring is sometimes different than girls caring. Okay, Nicole, what's your question, love? But they're all like, I don't know, they were sweet boys. They weren't like, they were just boys. I mean, what's weird is like I played with boys as a kid. Like that was like my friend group. Or all, like I was not in organized sports. I was just riding my bike around the neighborhood like a feral child and jumping ramps with the boys. They are so different, but they'll be sweet. They'll be sweet to each other. I feel like he'll do like the big brother things where he's kind of like plays tricks on her and stuff like that. But I feel like at the core of it, he's going to be very protective of her. Um, so okay, Nicole. I think it's at a point I would like to change jobs, but I don't know where to start looking. Do I see where to narrow it down a little? I still see you doing like kind of uh, office work or organizational work, managements type stuff. I know you're doing kind of like bookkeeping, CPA type stuff. I still see that, but maybe more so in either like, so it feels kind of like a healthcare setting, but I don't know that it's for necessarily, uh, it might be more of like a medical spa type treatment center versus being um, a medical clinical setting. I don't know. That's not like because medical spas are they do medical stuff, but it like like a sick place, right? It feels more like something smaller or not smaller, less stressful. Yeah, it's weird that that came so quickly, but that's what I saw. I was on my walk this morning, and a hearse came by with all of the the family members driving behind it. And I did that like because I was born Catholic, Catholic family, blah blah blah. I did like the sign of the cross. It's just really out of habit more than anything. Not that I necessarily believe in it, but it's also like a respect. Like because I noticed like when I've been like I notice when people do those things. When I'm looking out the window and seeing, and I think that's always very kind and respectful. So I think like that's like just a way to show people, right? Send that energy out. But then I got all hit with such a wall of like grief and like I think it was a gentleman. Just all of that. I was like, oh, breathe. Yeah, like wellness, something like that. Um, I think New Jersey, and I feel like it might be like I think you're in Jersey City now or Hoboken. I would put it more at either Inglewood or maybe even somewhere out like a little bit further west. So I know Inglewood's north, but like I don't feel like it's necessarily in the area you're in. It might be more of a, it's hard to call New Jersey suburbs because I feel like all of its suburbs are of New York City. Um, but I don't feel like it's necessarily where you're at. Start looking. Yeah. Look, I think too many times people get stuck in life that they think they have to stay somewhere because I don't know, societal belief systems or like I read for a guy who this is when I did a in-person reading. I did it last weekend. I know I don't normally do in-person readings. What happened was this client of mine who I've had for many, many years when I was still doing in-person readings, I would say this might be over a dozen years ago. Um, she her husband had passed away. I did a reading for her, and so she's come to me for business things and real estate things since then. And she's currently dating someone. I'm very happy for her, and he seems like a very nice man. Um, but he'd never had a reading, and so she had asked for Saturday hours, and I only have morning, and he has a drive to get here. So, and she was going to help him. I don't know, and so he offered 300 for 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. And I was like, for 300, and it's just the town over. I was like, for 300, I'll do it in person. I'll show up. So I did this reading. It was actually probably worked out perfectly for me to do it in person. But he had this idea that like, yeah, when you're like supposed to know what you want to do when you're 18 and like, that's what you do for the rest of your life. It's a very old school idea. And I think, I mean, look at me, like I became a nurse and then I was like, it's not that I like some aspects of nursing. I don't like the political stuff of nursing and I don't like the constraints of it. And I don't I don't want to join committees. I don't really, I don't want to do all that. My job and leave. I don't want to manage anybody. I don't want to be in charge of anybody. I don't want to worry about scheduling. I don't want to worry about assignments. Like I don't care about that stuff. That is, I'd rather run my own business. Not you yet, Alf. Eventually I'll share, yeah, but I probably won't share much. Um, I don't like there's like one, I don't think it's appropriate for because there's more people involved than just me. And two, um, I don't know. That's one and two. That's one and two. I also tend to be a very private person, so like, um, when like my friends know and people I feel like that are in the need to know, like in order to be supportive and like not just of me but my kids are in the need to know. Um, I tend not to just like fall apart in life. I just tend to keep moving through and you just push and you eventually get to the other side of it. And like when my mom had cancer, I was pregnant with Jillian. It was a high risk pregnancy. She had cancer. I told absolutely no one because she asked me not to. Like that is just who I am, and you just keep pushing and you get there eventually. But I need supports now, and I don't want to go through my life. So like there are some people who will know, but I don't think it's necessarily. Even though like you're all really close, this is still a very big open forum, and anybody can look at it, and I don't think that that's appropriate. Um, so it's just not fair um, to other people. So I won't do that, but I can share a little bit, but it'll be pretty pretty vague for all intents and purposes. Um, okay, Mariana, what's your question? Thank you, Nicole. Uh, we did find a house we love. Yay! And we will be paying 10% tomorrow. We are waiting for the mortgage to be approved. Will it get approved and when? Yeah, and I actually feel like it's pretty quick. So there's something coming up about Tuesday or Wednesday. So it feels very quick. Um, I'm going to say this because sometimes I'm also like I told my friend one time, I was like, oh, I see you moving. And I gave her the dates, but I was off by a year because she was wanting to move to Hawaii. And she lives in Hawaii, but I was literally off by an entire year. So I'm not going to be off by a year here, but I might be off by a week. But I get like a Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's like maybe they need a signature of somebody or something, and it's like they left for the day, so they'll get it Wednesday morning, something like that. But it feels pretty quick. Um, I just keep getting the feeling of like they try to push things through pretty quickly. Um, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of messing around with that. We went to Beetlejuice yesterday. I don't know. It's a great play. So that's what this is. I myself am strange and unusual. Felt like it fit me well. Wait, why are you not welcomed here? Tropical Empress, what happened? What's wrong? Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't see that you sent a payment. Please forgive me. Um, oh, you know what? I think I know you're welcome here. Don't worry. I'm sorry about that. So ask your question. Let's go now. You can ask it. I'm sorry. I missed that comment. And I know somebody paid a couple weeks ago and didn't. I kept asking and asking, and they weren't here. I think your initials are start with a T. Um, so let's ask your question, Mariana. Hold on just a second. And I remember asking and asking and asking for you, and then my life sort of blew up the next day. So it wasn't intentional for me to not reach out to you. It just it happened. So if you want to ask your question, no, I'll just return your money. It's okay. I'll wait patiently, see what your response is. Are you still here? Hello. Did you leave? Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, Mariana, I'll just answer yours. You want to sell your apartment? I see 255. And I think you'll be able to do it without a realtor, but I feel like you need somebody to help with, like, there is somebody like somebody who writes a contract. So I don't know if maybe you just need an attorney to help with that, but I think you can do it without a realtor. I actually feel like it's pretty easy to do that. Yeah, probably an attorney to help write the contract. So it feels like a minimal amount, but I feel like you can do it without a realtor. Hey, you're very welcome. So Tropical Empress, if you're still here, um, to be here, I don't like I you could always email me and reach out about it. I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry that everything kind of fell apart for me and I didn't stay on top of that, but like I called your name a million times. I don't know what else to do. Okay. Regine, you're up, and then Alf. Regine, are you here? Always good to kick someone when they're down, right? Hi, Miss Ma'am. How are you? Hi, Katrina. How are you? Katrina, I think it's you. I have like a thing for a payment request for $12 and I can't figure out, did I not read for you or is it you? Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's a different Katrina. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna just pay this person because I don't really care. It's like, you remember me calling her? Yeah. I mean, I was like, I don't know what else to do. Oh, you sent it by accident. Okay. Um, this other woman, like I mean, so many times. Okay. Oh, gotcha. All right. Whatever. Um, it happens. All of that happens. Mistakes happen. Um, Miss Regine, what do you? Oh, how does the end of the year look for me? Okay. So I just look at energy wise. I feel like I'm sounds stupid, but I'm bopping along in November. So I feel like everything's going okay in November, and I feel like you're just going to keep doing the readings and what you're doing. It's still open, Katrina. Yeah. You're going to keep doing the readings and what you've been doing. Um, there's something about I get to December and I see like a line drawn. So to me, it doesn't mean the energy drops or stops. I feel like I draw a line in the sand. So there's something that happens where you're coming to a point where you're setting a hard and fast boundary and you're done with something. So it's like it feels like a not for you, but around other people or get off the pot time, right? It just feels that way to me. It's like it's a very hard black line. Um, bold, if you will. And I just heard indelible ink. So it's like it's one that you're not going back on. You're standing on business, and that's the one you're going to stay on for the rest of your life. You're not going to falter on it. Katrina, I got your payment. Um, and I feel like with that, it changes a lot of dynamics for you. Hang on, sorry. Um, it feels like changing dynamics within your family. So I don't understand why you would draw a hard line, but that's what it feels like for me. It's kind of along the lines of feeling like a lot of enmeshment, and I'm trying to remember what I'm typing here, and kind of you deciding to just live your own life the way you see fit and not needing the interjection. Is that a right word? Yeah, I think. Of your sisters. Um, I also do feel like something in December comes up health wise for your dad, which pulls your attention. Um, till about February. That doesn't mean you're doing caregiving. It just um, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without saying it without because I don't. Uh, that won't be something you're needing to. Never mind. Just a shift in that in February. So it comes up in December, and there's a shift in that in February. That's all I'm going to say about it because that's all I'm going to say about it. I feel like around your stuff with your dad, you're going to worry about his happiness. And I just keep hearing he's happy. So despite whatever it looks like, at the end of the day, he'll be happy with the way things went. So perhaps he's not of sound mind and body in order to really know what's going on. And so you wonder, like, do you feel like you're doing right by him and stuff like that? Because of, again, it's a health thing that comes up. And I just feel he's happy. So he'll be okay with the decisions you're making. Could be. Um, uh, Maybe a stroke. Um, I don't like to predict that stuff. Like, they're just not shutting up about it. So, and remember, I can be wrong. I am never 100%. So please remember that. Don't sit around worrying about it. Like, oh my God. Because it can happen or it could not. And also, like, worrying about it isn't going to change it, even if it does happen. It's like when I get the death dreams and things like that. Like, I could sit and worry about it, but there's nothing I'm going to do that's going to change it. So, like, it is what it is. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I don't mean to be so flippant about it, but like, Tina, I got your payment, but that's kind of how it is. You're welcome. But overall for you, so it's like that might pull your energy a bit, but I feel like it's a short term thing. I was telling my client on Saturday, no, Friday night. I had a different one Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I had something happen that I've never ever happened in 17 years. But most people ask when is a good time after somebody passes, and this woman didn't. And she was also really zipped up with energy. She was very nice, but she was very protective and guarded. And like I was trying to connect with her mom because I'd asked her about if she wanted mediumship. She's like, well, no, I want the other stuff. And then it turned out she did want mediumship. And um, and like I was trying to connect with her mom, but it was just so discombobulated. And I was like, she have dementia or something, like something's going on. And in my head, I got this feeling of like she just recently passed, but I didn't say anything, which I'm kicking myself for that one. She was like, well, like basically her mom had passed very recently, like less than a month, like maybe a week. Because she said she went to the person who recommended me to her, and she reached out. She was like, I just before that I came, and so like she was dealing with this loss, and then basically met this person. This person was like, you should reach out to her. And I just said to her, I was like, I will do an hour free reading for you in a month or two, but you like it can't, I cannot. I'm not getting enough right now. And it was very. I mean, I was like apologetic, and but I said, please reach back out to me because it's just too soon. Like for me, when I connect with people who have dementia, like when it's right away, they feel like there's still this transition period. Now, other people have said they don't have that, but that's how it is when I read. So I don't know any other way to get around that. Um, that was a first for me. I've never had to do that before, and I felt terrible. So it happens. Shit happens, guys. Um, and then it's Friday. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. I'm like confessing everything right now. Friday night, my client, I love, she's like become kind of a regular. I really adore her. She's like, um, but I was talking to her. She was talking about being interested in medium and I'm sorry, manifestation. And I have a combo package right now. I'm going to try and change that and just do separate manifestation coaching. But we were talking a lot about like self concept work and shifting things. And I'm going to tell you what, doing self concept work shifts a lot of things. So do it. I don't know why I randomly went into that shit. Sorry. Let's go. Ask your questions. Oh, early dementia. I got into the early dementia thing because of that. Yeah, the client on Saturday. That was really hard. Um, Dementia is not cool. It's a really, really unfortunate. My aunt was diagnosed at a very young age. We think now that it was lupus. That was never diagnosed, but it's really, really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Okay. Regine, what's your other question? Or do you want to wait? We move on. And then Alf, you can ask your question now. Like, yeah, I've never had to tell somebody, like, I just really think this isn't going to work today. And I got like literally less than a week before someone was like, has that ever happened? I'm like, no, I can always like, fuck. Of course, the universe is like, bitch, we're going to show you. Always kicks my ass and laughs at the same time. You'll wait as usual. Okay. I'm trying to reopen a very old personal injury case that stems from birth. Do you see the authorities agreeing to reopen the case for a comprehensive review of the entire timeline? I'm not going to tell you not to do this. I just don't feel it will. Um, I don't feel like they'll open it. I'm not telling you not to try because I can be wrong, and I would like be remiss to say don't even bother. But I don't feel like it will go that way. Which of these three outcomes do I see is most likely for my case reopening? A breakthrough, continued battle, rejection that forces. I feel like the three, rejection that forces a new path. Um, there's something about like statute of limitations and like have run out, things like that. Unless there's new evidence or new something that changes, they won't. The way you're approaching it now feels like they won't do it. So maybe that's like the new path is finding the loophole. Katrina or Tina. I get that, but I'm just saying like there has to be it. It's like there has to be something that, and I'm not saying you can't, but the way that you're going about it now, it feels like it gets rejected. Emily, I see your comment. Oh, go back. Go. So it feels like it has to be a different approach than what you're doing. There's got to be this other piece that needs to be added in, otherwise it doesn't go through the way it is. I think an attorney would help with that, but I just the what I'm getting is the way you're going about it now doesn't get you the results that you want. Sorry, I'm trying to do something. It's not working. Oh my god. Sometimes I hate technology. Jesus. Never mind. Ignore it. Ignore me. Ignore this. I can't ignore it. I'm sorry. This is just itching me. Do you know, like sometimes, I don't know. Never mind. You probably aren't in my brain, so you don't know that. Right? Right. Okay. Stop it. Okay. There. That's what I wanted to do. Um, I don't know what it is that you need to add, but it's like there's this piece of information that needs to be in there. That's the feeling I get. It's like a piece of information that's not there that needs to be there. That then that changes it to be like it extends that statute out versus like what you have right now. It's like maybe it's like 20 years and then you can't go past it. I don't, I'm just making up a number. And it feels like because of this other piece of evidence, it kind of removes that and extends it. But that's all I'm getting, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. I have no reference for it, so it feels just like a giant space of like abyss of like trying to find it. And I, if I have no reference, it doesn't. I'm like, I don't know. Okay, Katrina, general reading. So the first thing I got was stop feeling guilty about things that are out of your control. Um, like other people's outbursts or emotional impulsivity. I feel like you somehow hold yourself responsible for that when it's not your responsibility. Like you're making very reasonable requests, and the responses are essentially emotional manipulation. Yeah, I don't know. You can tell me that all you want. All I can tell you is Alf is like what I'm getting is like, so it's like you're like, but I still have all this. Like people will argue with me when they're doing reads of like why something's not possible that I'm getting. I don't understand why I get what I get when it's weird. So I'm going to give you an example. I have a woman who's been a client for a while, and she said, "Well, you know, will I have a job in the fall?" She's a teacher. And I was like, "Yeah, you're going to have steady income, but it feels like being a substitute. Like I feel like I'm in a different class every day, but I'm there every day." And it turns out that they changed her position as she's like weird because I already have a job there. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Well, it turns out they changed her position shortly before the school year started, and she was not in her own classroom. She had to move classrooms because she didn't have her own classroom. So I can't explain to you why or how this works out the way it does. It's just the feeling of if you keep it the way you have it, they will reject it. It's not going to work. Much like you're telling me, it's split. This is the way they have it. If you keep it, but there's some other piece of it either needs to be written differently, like I don't know what they're called, requests, appeals, whatever. It has to be written differently or has to include some other information in order to make it now a cohesive case that can extend the timeline. That's the only thing I'm getting. Um, I can't argue my way into them tell me something different because of what you have. Like I can only tell you what I'm getting. I can't make it fit so that you feel better about it. It's just the way I'm getting it. And like I'm telling you, half the crap that comes out of my mouth does not make sense in the moment I say it. I'm always confused. So when people tell me and validate it, I'm like, oh, thank God, because I feel like this is really weird. Why would it be this way? There was someone that came in and asked something about a marathon time. They wanted to run in like 3 hours, and I got like 3 hours and whatever minutes. And then I got like another number, and there was a big discrepancy. Well, I learned recently that like maybe that was the minutes and seconds, not like a discrepancy in the minutes. Like I don't I don't understand it. I wish I could tell you I understand it, but by definition, intuition doesn't make sense. It's having knowledge and information without any logical reasoning for having that knowledge and information. So I don't know. I want to know. I want to know just as bad as you do. And I don't always get specifics. I don't always get. I had a client who was asking about, I mean, I've told this one before, asking about her son, and I didn't understand why the father would not see him after this certain thing happened at all. He wouldn't see him at all anymore. Well, the little boy passed away. Like, I don't always understand this. And I'm not always given him, or like as much as you want. I'm just not privy to all the information all the time. I think I'm on a need to know basis, to be quite frank with you. I'm just not that high up yet. I don't have the clearance. Maybe they don't trust me. I don't know. I don't. And when people sit there and go, well, this is what I'm going into the Akashic records, I'm like, bullshit. That's like, get your mind to work around to get to what you do. You don't fucking understand what this is any more than I do or anybody else does. You're making up stuff so that your brain is okay with it. But the truth is, none of us will fully understand this until we're actually out of here. So I almost don't even know that it'll be like, I feel like you work with somebody who looks at it and goes, this is the way we need to do this to get this to be what you want. There's this loophole that we need to do and close it, and so that this works out the way we want it to work out. All right, now I would like to go on to Katrina and go back to her reading and focus on her, please. Okay, thank you. So Katrina, did that make sense to you when I was talking about learning to like not allow yourself to be emotionally manipulated by somebody else's impulsive emotional reactions, like their inability to control their own emotions or ground themselves? Are you still here? Please be here. Don't leave. Here you are. Okay. You can see that there's a lot of emotional chaos around me. So for my instinct to try to fix things, but I get intertwined with problems that I shouldn't be in. Okay. Okay, good. So I think that's interesting. I too have had to deal with that. So it came up. Um, I'm beyond that process of like allowing people to like do that to me. So you just sort of watch people spiral, right? You'll stay level headed, but let them spiral. Let them spiral. Um, Especially when they're grown ass adults. When they're whole grown human beings, I don't let my kids spiral. Like, I let them spiral a little bit, and then we like, because sometimes they're like, amygdala takes over, and they can't. So I just like, I stay like calm and like whatever, and I just like let them, and then I'm like, okay. There's very rare now where I'm like, oh my god, I can't even, like, weird, no more. But I let them a little bit, and I like honor where they're at, and like remind them, and then like, I don't know. But I feel like these are adults you're dealing with, and you sort of just need to let them do their thing. And you just, I mean, you can call it gray rocking, you can do whatever you want, but it's just like, just because somebody invites you to a fight doesn't mean you need to join. And just because somebody starts having an emotional like party does not mean you need to jump in and, make sure all of the refreshments are settled, right? It's not your job. Um, they can figure out their own chaos. And the truth is, if you want to look at it from like a spiritual standpoint, you're not doing anybody any favors by constantly rescuing them, because it's really in the mess that we figure out how to save ourselves. Like, it's when we are forced to be creative or a problem solver that we learn that we are strong enough to do it and that we can do it, right? Post and listen later. That's fine, Regine. I'm assuming you're going to do your own readings. You said yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Especially when they're adults, in particular, this individual is not taking accountability for their actions. So here's the thing: that spiraling is often like, this has worked before. I will get them to stop holding me accountable. I will get them to stop making me like be noticed and seen for my imperfections. And if I do this and I act this way, this will get them to shut up. And what I'm going to tell you is you don't need anybody to be accountable for their behavior. You know what happened, you know how they behaved, and that becomes an absolute like running on a rat, like a rat wheel, whatever you call it. It's miserable, it's exhausting, and it's pointless because people like that they don't have enough self-esteem and self-respect in order to be accountable. They just don't. You can want that for them, but they don't have it. And your peace is more important. And even when people like that say they did something or take accountability, it's not real accountability. It's like, fine, I said I did it. Get over it now. That's like the accountability that they have. But telling, so when somebody is like that, telling them off really doesn't matter anyway, because again, they can't see that they just can't fully be self-aware and introspective. Have a beautiful day, Regine. Thank you so much for showing up. I will answer your question in just a minute. Or I can email you too. It's up to you. Oh, I'll do yours here, actually. What I do is, this is what I do. I have a lot of experience with this, unfortunately. I used to get really emotionally and reactive too, and allow them to bait me into it. Right? They're like, "Well, you do this," and like then you get on that spiral of like nothing ever being fixed, and then you end up feeling like you've done something wrong and you're guilty and you're terrible and blah blah blah. Like you, when you're asking for very simple and reasonable things. So when the spiral happens, you just allow it. And you just stay calm. And you're like, because nothing that you do or say is going to fix it, change it, or get them to be held accountable. And you could say something, but then like they'll still make you the bad guy. So you just like, whatever. It's just that they're not capable of being, I don't want to say a whole human being, but they're just not capable of reacting in an emotionally intelligent way. They have no desire to learn that skill. They have no desire to, like, their safety place is controlling a situation and controlling you. You can't control someone who doesn't react. That's what they're looking for, is the reaction. So it actually will make them more uncomfortable when you just sit through it. And you just let them. It's not like let them be abusive, but it's like, don't allow them control over you in that sense of like allowing to bait you into whatever that behavior is. Your peace is always going to be more important. You feel like you're again going crazy, so I'm trying not to be reactive. Yeah, you're not going crazy, and like if they're like, well, da, 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 you can just like, well, that wasn't my experience. I didn't experience it that way, and just stay calm. Because if you start looking at them more from an observational rather than like letting them bait your energy, it's like you start to see the patterns very quickly. You start to see the manipulation. And I mean, I come from a whole family of this. This is like part of the reason why I don't have any contact with my sisters is because of behavior like that, where it's just not possible to have a healthy relationship. One of them is also just very mentally. The other one is, I mean, isn't somebody, but is just, it doesn't want to take accountability, wants everybody to just like pour out money out of their pockets for her for everything, and then if you don't, you're an evil, horrible person. And if she apologizes, the apology is always like, "I'm sorry, I'm me." You're like, "Oh my god!" like they just don't take accountability. So I will always choose my peace over anything else anymore. Like I am at that point in my life, like my peace and the safety of my children, mental, emotional, it's whatever. But I will always choose my piece. So it's like sort of just stop getting baited into it. It's not your job. It is manipulation. Um, and not necessarily that they're consciously manipulating. It's sort of like a Pavlov's dog. Like this worked for me in the past. It's always worked for me. I'm going to keep doing it. Said, yeah, sad that it's like this, but totally agree. I've been called the evil, horrible person. Yeah, you're not. You know that you're not. I mean, I spent years thinking that I was because I had heard it so much from like my sisters. Like, and one time my sister was like, I don't really think you're a bitch. And I was like, well, it's weird because you're always calling me one. So like, I'm sort of questioning, like maybe like I literally went through a period where I was like, maybe people are only nice to me, or like maybe people like really realize that I'm just a total bitch. Maybe I'm just being nice to like it was so fucked in my head for a long time. Like, oh my God, your piece is more important. Just trust me. Always. Always. So, and unfortunately, sometimes it means you do have to walk away from people like that. And it's not easy. They don't like it. They get very angry. You're very welcome for the validation. I'm sorry that that's going on for you, though. It's not fun. Is that a spot on my face or a spot on my screen? Okay, I think I have one more, and then we'll do Emily. I think yours, and then Tina and Emily. Sorry, Regine. Hang on, let me just answer Regine's quick. Um, what do I see for abilities to connect? I have a huge shift since 1111 portal. Thank you very much. I'll do hers in a minute. Is this Tina Scorpio? Are you? Is that the right? And if so, can I have the first name of the person? Okay, good. Can I have the first name of the? Is that okay? Robert. I don't know why whenever I hear someone's name's Robert, I want to say Robert. Little stupid humor. Um, let me read your question again. So I think he wants more than friends, but I also feel like he's been burned by that before, the like where you friends into a relationship, and I think there's a reticence there to moving it further than that. Um, I don't know if burned is the right word. Just it didn't work out. So there's two approaches to this. There's the like ignore the manifestation, self concept stuff, but it works, so I say go that way. But like there's the other way, which is like um, there's the other way, the non woo woo way, which is like just kind of keep pushing a little bit, and have the conversation and like take a risk. But then there's the manifestation way. And that's the like, of course he wants to be in a relationship. I encourage you to look at self work of like why you feel like you're not deserving of the whole relationship, right? I like the woo woo shit. That's just me though. Why you feel like I really like the self concept work because I think it's such a it when you start doing that and start looking at the whys and the curiosity and figuring that out, you start to understand that like the spiritual stuff is not outside of you. That's a very deeply spiritual move to deeply connect within yourself. There's nothing outside of yourself, right? It's all within. Like it doesn't have to be about like all like angels and demons and things like that. Um, much more empowering. Like if you know that you're capable of shifting things, why the fuck wouldn't you, right? Um, if you know that you're capable of bringing like really good people into your life, why wouldn't you? Or really good experiences and surrounding yourself with good things. Like now it doesn't mean that you don't have new desires. Like when you feel totally like good and like there's really nothing outside of myself I need, I'm good. But also it doesn't mean I don't want to have new experiences. And I heard Love Coach Kayla say that today and I was like, oh, that's really good. She's like, if there's a movie you really like to watch and you watch it on repeat, it doesn't mean you don't like it anymore when you decide you want to change the movie. It just means you want a different experience. And I think that's a great thing because it's like, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate or like what's going on, but I also just want a different experience. Um, you don't have to like hate the thing to want something new, um, or not appreciate it, right? Um, but I feel like this is what I highly recommend. There's a couple things I would do if I were you. One, there's some really great subliminals on YouTube. You can do like SP subliminals, specific person. Um, and it just sounds like whispering rain kind of thing. And the person is high frequency guru. But also do that self concept work. It's like, why wouldn't he want a relationship with you? Why? What are you telling yourself that says that he doesn't want a full relationship? He's too scared. Well, great. You're a safe space. And he can guarantee that it's gone so slow, whatever, that he feels safe with you. And it's okay for him to be in a relationship with you. And it would be good and wonderful. That's what you're kind of feeling right now. I enjoy that what we have, but I'm nervous about it because I'm not sure we want the same things. Why don't you just decide you want the same things? Because that's literally what manifestation is, just deciding and it's done. And then you have to wait for it to play out a little bit in 3D sometimes. But like if there's no other things blocking that situation or things that need to like unfold, then it's done. Why not just decide that? Why not just decide he's manifesting you too? He's attracted to you. He really wants to be with you. He can't think about anybody else but you. Even when he's around another woman, like he's constantly comparing them to you. Like they don't measure up. Why not just decide that? Because you're lying to yourself if you're like really, you're gonna lie to yourself and be like, oh, he doesn't like me. Well, you can know that. Well, he's just like you're making up a story either way. Make up a good one. You don't need to have that like chaotic crap. Make up a good one. I'm making up good stories in my head all the time. It doesn't matter what it looks like outside. And I found it so much. It's crazy. When you really just start to like delve into it, it works every single time. Some, like every single time it works. And even if it looks like it's not working, it's working. That makes it work even more. Awkward conversation, doesn't matter. Makes them like you more. Makes them more intrigued by you. Doesn't matter. Some weird obstacle, like he's got this past history, so what? Doesn't matter. That makes him realize that you're like not even that person. There's no way you would ever do that. It would all work out. It'd be fine. He's totally comfortable with it. It just doesn't matter. Like you just get to decide. Your brain starts to worry about it. Doesn't matter because even that worry makes it come in faster. It makes it happen. It's all part of bridge of incidence. That is literally what law of assumption is. Whatever you assume to be true is true. Why not be bold about it? You've been there. friends before all this started. Yeah, so he knows that you're a solid rock. You're good. Fine, doesn't matter. He knows that you're not going to fall off. You're like, not only that, he was worried about somebody being loyal or going crazy or whatever, but he's seen that you're super solid through all of it. You got your feet on the ground, your head's solid on your shoulders, and you're a steady rock. Bam. You just get to decide. And that's the thing, like, so some people will say, like, well, why don't you, if something's falling apart for you, whatever, it's like, I do at a point go, sometimes I have to cut my losses because it's way too much to rewrite that whole thing. And I just don't want that experience anymore. I want something new. I want to try something new. I want to, or that's a karmic thing. I really do believe some things are karmic and we're supposed to experience that the way and then move on. I think there's like, as much as we can manifest anything, I do think that there are things that are meant to happen, will happen in your lifetime across the board. And also don't feel guilty for wanting to have different and new experiences. If anybody's like, because we're allowed to want those things, but there are some things that are just bound to happen. So if you just need a little, like, spirit boost, come on in. I love manifestation. I think it's so incredible. It doesn't mean like I don't know why some things are like, I'm like, oh yeah, I should do it that way or whatever. But like some things I can just like jump head in and it's really fun. And the more I understand about it, the more I'm like, no, I'm not giving up on this. Like I know patterns in the past. I would have quickly been like, oh no, that's not going to happen, and like given up on it. But now I'm like, no, it's happening. It's done. It doesn't matter. It's all working out in my favor. Best case scenario. Like it's all working out. Even when certain patterns are coming, I mean, literally in everything right now in my life, even in the chaos, I'm like, nope, it's all going to be fine. Like it's all going to be okay. I always end up on my feet. That's a new mantra. I'm always like a cat and land on my feet. Like, and it's true. I kind of always do. I'm going to be okay. Everybody's going to be okay. It's all going to work out. And it's going to work out even better than I could have ever imagined. That's the other thing. You want to just say that, take that one, and it works out even better than I could have ever imagined. So like whatever you're imagining, as good as it is, it's even going to be even better than that. Okay. Emily, I think you're up. And then if anybody wants an oracle card reading, there's only a couple of you here. But since there's only a couple of you here, I'll offer the longer ones, like the Kali one or a tea leaf one, if you want. Hang on, I need to do Emily first. You're welcome. Where's Emily? Are you still here? Oh, wait, your question is in the thing. I'm going to answer it here. Hang on, her question is in the email. Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, my car was recently totaled in an accident. The replacement car I'm interested in had a minor accident at some point too. My boyfriend is really put off by the idea that I actually don't feel that you should get this car. And I feel like actually it's, even though it's minor, there's something else that got messed up. It feels like there's some kind of damage there that's maybe not as obvious or not like, I just feel like that's not the car for you. Because I feel like there's other damage there that's not, you can't see or that they're not claiming. And I keep getting shown like, I don't know if this is the front or rear axle because I can't, like I'm seeing it so close up. I don't really know which, I have no orientation of where I'm at on the car because I'm under the car. and I'm kind of looking at, so I don't know if I'm under the back or under the front, but there's something where it's like you see the axle and the wheel, and I don't know if it's actually the axle, but there's something underneath it that you're not seeing that's more than what it should be. Like either they're not aware of it or that it's there from that. I don't know, but I just feel like this is not the car for you. Listen to your boyfriend. He's actually got a pretty good intuition, by the way. He thinks it's like, isn't that obvious? But he has a pretty good intuition. When I've taught men in like development circles, which is like very few, honestly, less than a handful. Hi, violets for roses. So when I have taught them, they're usually very, very good at it because they were never taught to not trust their intuition, whereas women are always told to second guess themselves. Okay, we'll do oracle card readings now. Oh wait, let me do Regine's question really super quick, if that's okay. Actually, no. I'm gonna email her. I think her throat chakra really opened up. Actually, no. Okay, so Regine, if you're watching this back, I feel like your throat chakra really opened up. Like I could just feel that, and I feel like things will just start flowing through you more like channeling. Um, and it'll get easier. I think just relaxing into the idea of like it doesn't have to happen, like it'll just happen naturally, really helped open that up. And I also think your belief system in the 1111 portal helped open that up. Wherever we choose to give our beliefs or give strength is like it happens, right? So whatever we decide is. So if we decide that like manifesting on the full moon makes our manifestations even stronger, guess what? That's what happens. If we decide that on like the Dia de Muertos that like that the veil is thinner, then guess what? It's thinner. But like you can do everything anyway, whatever, right? I guess I need to change that whole dementia thing, figure out how to get through that one. Or not. I don't know. Whatever. But that's what I'm picking up for you. Like you'll be doing a lot more channeling and like natural channel, not like sitting down and like writing and stuff, but just like things will naturally flow through you a little easier through your throat chakra. Okay, test that. All right, oracle card readings. Who wants one? I got Misty, Mariana, and Violets. Okay, is that it? I think there's only a few of you here. That's fine. No me importante. Okay. I decided after last week, I was so annoyed. I really like the drawings on this one, but I was so annoyed that it's definitely not edited by anybody. I can't read through it anymore. I'm just so sad about that. Okay, so I've got Misty, Mariana, Violets, and Katrina. So let's see what decks do we want to use. I'm not in love with the angel ones lately, so I'm putting those like I'm gonna retire those for a minute. Let's see. We can do because we only have a few of you. This Kali one, if you want the Kali Oracle, the Wisdom of the Oracle. Did you see that? The Animal Spirit one. Got Rumi's Gift, if anybody likes Rumi. The Crystal Wisdom one. Green Witch. Past Life. Enchanted Map. Women of Myth. This one, I've never really used it, so I'm not making any promises here, but Magic and Mediums Oracle. So just let me know what decks. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. decks. Just gonna chalk that up to sorry. Thank you for laughing with me. I sent my friend Corey, we send each other inappropriate memes. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, sorry. I'll just Mariana, you got to pick though. That's your job here today. So, wait, Misty, you wanted Crystal. I'm going to keep the order that I wrote before, and I'm just filling in. Scorpio. That's Crystal. Okay, well, you're up second, so you can think about it and let me know. Violet's wants Crystal. You all want that? Look at that. Katrina wants Crystal too. Everyone's doing Crystal. Okay, all right. That's the way it is today. I haven't offered that one in a while, so maybe that's why. Okay. You can join Vanilla and Pie. Do you want an oracle card reading? Everyone's getting one from the crystal deck today, but you can choose a different deck if you want. It just happened to be that everybody chose that deck. So there's, let's see, I'm going to not go through all of them now. The same? Super. Make it easy. Love it. Love it. Hopefully I won't have any more Freudian slips. Okay. All right. So we're going to go first with, so let me put you Vanilla and Pie on here. Okay, Misty. This is from Misty. What card does she need this week? I got to shuffle 4 times, so. Shuffle and cut. All right, citrine, number 18. That might be a number for you this week, or number 9 if you do numerology. Citrine is abundance. A stone of joy and abundance, citrine helps you to interact creatively with the world. It promotes inner calm, self-understanding. You spend too much time worrying about home, family, and finances. Remember, you are an abundant being who manifests what you need. You are an innocent, wise child who yearns to play. Joyful play creates a wonderful, full, F-U-L-L, world. I just felt it was important. Be grateful for you are blessed. Accept constructive criticism. Become emotionally balanced, letting feelings flow naturally. Divination. Take time out for joyful play. Self-regard heals a damaged child. Abundance is all around you. You attract success and prosperity. Stop worrying. Be optimistic and allow life to happen. Trust your intuition and perception. Consult the wise child within you. Sorry. Your thoughts on the bigger picture are correct. If there is family discord, harmony is restored through praise. Ooh, maybe this is a stone you should be carrying to deal with some of that stuff we talked about. Healing insight. True abundance comes from within. If you nurture your desires, you'll bring joy to your wise child self. Frequency high, chakra cleanses, activates, and re-energizes all of them. Timing is for Aries, Gemini, Leo, or Libra. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Soul path, embodying abundance. Seems appropriate for your reading today. All right, so the next one is for Mariana. What does Mariana need for this week? Mukate jasper. I think that's how you say it. Mukate jasper. I'm trying to move it so you can actually. There you go. And I see it a little bit there. That's number 3. It's called The Dream Time. Mukate jasper balances inner and outer experiences. It encourages versatility and openness in new experiences, helping you to choose the right path. Self-understanding. A powerful being, you have roots that go far back into the past. What you dreamed, you created. Reap rewards or rectify imbalances. Turn failures into a learning experience and start again. Remember to offer friendship to assist others who tread the same path. Your instinctive wisdom inspires them. Divination. Check your diet. Put your skills to use vigorously. Adventurous times lie ahead. Worry not. You are protected against deceit and enemies. Recognize your strengths. Stay positive and pragmatic. Reject unrealistic ideas. Avoid pride and despair. You have stamina. Wait patiently. If 2 courses of action are open, go for the straightforward one. A professional challenge, such as a job interview or presentation, is successful. This could go with yours too, with the reading about the apartment and the purchase of the house. Healing insight. You are what you eat. Good nutrition with wholesome organic food sustains your well-being. Okay. Frequency, earthly to medium. Chakra, earth, star, base, and sacral, which kind of makes sense with you dealing with like all the house stuff and all the financial stuff. That's all very much your sacral chakra and your base and your root chakra. Timing, Leo, whatever about that. Soul path is drawing in on ancestral wisdom. You're welcome, Misty, by the way. I don't do tarot, but you can do an oracle card. Sure. Everybody's doing the crystal one today. Do you want to do that one? Or you know some of my other decks. Don't slip the other way. I said it. But you do one of my other decks if you want. Okay. Violets, this is for you. You're up. This is a reading for Clear the Deck for Violets. What does she need? What card does she need this week? What crystal does she help her this week? Smoky Quartz Celestial. Where are we going here? Come on. There you go. That is number 28, or 10, which is completion, or 1, which is beginnings. Numerology. You're welcome, Mariana. Smoky Quartz Celestial is transmutational magic. A stone for karmic healing, Smoky Quartz Celestial opens into different dimensions and brings powerful transmutation, self-understanding. You have a powerful survival instinct and ability to go where others dare not. Transmute the past, realize that darkness is not evil. Facing your deepest fears turns these into golden gifts. You know that death is only a transformation into another state of being. Take responsibility for your life. Don't let others take control. Divination, be patient. Much stirs beneath a calm surface. Total transformation is close. It may entail a trip into the underworld. Your shadow becomes your brightest gift. Toxic emotions turn to positive regard. Ground your efforts in the everyday, but retain contact with higher realms. Success comes through dedication and trust in your abilities. Mentors are available. Release yourself from old enchantments. Healing insights. No part of you is evil or bad. Embracing your shadow leads you to healing hidden in the dark reaches of yourself. Frequency is exceptionally high. Chakra is Earth Star, Base, Sacral, Soul Star, and Stellar Gateway. I don't know what those are, quite frankly. I feel like probably some crap somebody made up in order to sell something, but because I've never heard of those Earth Star. So we could look them up. I don't know. There's a little section about Earth Star. Let's see what it says. Oh, okay. They've got just many more. Let's see. Maybe we'll go over this at some point. So Earth Star is basically below you. Your base, your sacral. They call base instead of root. Sacral. Soul star is like above you, like above your head here. And then stellar gateway is even higher than that. I don't know. Who knows? Not saying it's not possible. Just saying whatever. Let's see. Katrina. Okay, Silly Pants and Dune, you have to pick your own decks. I won't do that on my own, but I'll go through them in just a minute. When I get to yours, I'll go through them so you can kind of decide. I won't pick them for you. I don't want to be drawn to anything. I want you to just go ahead and trust your own intuition. It's a little practice you can do. Your intuition is strong too, I promise. You just don't trust it yet. Katrina, this is for Katrina. We're clearing the deck. What does Katrina need for this week? Because if you're going to tell me to pick, I'm just going to stick with this and be lazy. So it might not be what you want. Though I think these are kind of fun. Katrina, which card, which crystal does Katrina need for this week? Nirvana quartz. I'm not going to say what it looks like, but you can just decide. I really need to go find my mind and get it out of the gutter because it's not appropriate. All right. I mean, Nirvana, it could be. It's interesting that it's that shape, right? Okay. So Jesus Christ. This is so inappropriate. I'm sorry. Enlightenment is the still very inappropriate in my brain here. Yes, train yourself. Okay. Nirvana quartz assists in stepping off the karmic wheel, bringing light and bliss consciousness. Self-understanding. For many lifetimes, you have been working with your karma that has now passed. There is no need for restitution, nor punishment or guilt. Let those go so that you recognize your full potential, receiving a download of cosmic light that transforms your being. Divination. Step off the karmic round and allow the karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning and fresh energy. If you are experiencing traumatic times, and soul challenges, relax and wait for resolution. Do not push against the river. Go with the flow. Healing insight. Karma is created in each moment by every thought and deed. Uplifting thoughts and positive actions ensure your future well-being. Stop my brain. Sorry. Frequency exceptionally high. Chakra highest crown. Timing Pisces. I don't know what the timing has to do with anything. Soul path, embodying enlightenment on earth. Scorpio, this is your reading now. Clearing the deck for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know this week? What crystal should Scorpio be working with? Ooh, lapis lazuli. I like lapis lazuli. It's pretty. And that's number 13, which is the divine feminine, which is not an unlucky number. So there. Heavenly wisdom. Lapis lazuli wards off calamities of all kinds and was one of the most auspicious stones in the ancient world. Self-understanding. You are an immortal soul who has profound connection with the heavens. Your purpose is noble. You yearn for spiritual attunement, but may be hampered by outmoded viewpoints. Vision problems. Take charge of your life. Looking into the past puts your present experience into perspective. You are a lineage breaker. Make the effort to trace family history for deeper insights. Divination. There is a spiritual dis-ease. Work with the dreams and journey inward to find deeper insights. Flashes of intuition show the way. Open your heart and third eye. Help comes from on high. Enlightenment is within your grasp. Enhanced perception shows what operates beneath. Study or research is needed. Yours is the gift of true friendship. Protect yourself. Healing insight, attuning to your divine nature enhances your well-being. Frequency high, chakra, throat, third eye, and crown. Timing, Sagittarius. I don't know what the timing has to do with anything. I probably have to read the actual book, which tells you what shit means. But sorry, I'm lazy and that one, but not really. Soul path, divine reconnection. Interesting. You've been having a lot of dreams and been trying to figure out what they mean. So, what I recommend with dreams, if you're having one and you're trying to figure it out, just sort of set the intention that that will make itself clear. Like, if I know it's like sounds so stupid and simple, but it works. Sometimes it's like we forget about doing the most simple things, which is actually where the solution lies. So like or set the intention to, like, before you dream at night, to clearly understand it, what's coming through. All right. This one is for Vanilla Pie. So then I need to do Dune and add Dune and where were you that you asked for? Silly Pants. Okay. So I have the crystal ones. We can do Wisdom of the Oracle, Green Witch's Oracle, Spirit Animal. Kind of narrowing it down now. Past Life, Spirit Animal, Past Life. If any of those make sense. Wisdom of the Oracle. I don't know. I'm going to show you the box and you can decide if you're drawn to it. Boop. So I always get just drawn to the pictures, a feeling, and that's where I like the pictures on the box. It's also how I unfortunately went into buying this thing, which I really like the like the cards, the way they looked, but like the book is, it's a self-published one, and so it's kind of crappy. Well, what I just showed you, Green Witches. I have more than that, but I'm just offering these ones right now because I want to. Green Witch. Why don't you pick from those? That should give you enough. And then Dune, if you're going to pick one, let me know. Okay, so this is for Vanilla Pie. Clearing the deck for Vanilla Pie. What crystal should Vanilla Pie be working with this week? Hang on, I'm going to do this again. Wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, that works. Shite. Okay, hang on, let me do this again for you. So this is for, you're welcome, Silly Pants. This is for Vanilla Pie. Vanilla Pie, what card? Crystal should Lavender Argonite. Always do that. Sorry, friend. 37. Environmental healing. Lavender Argonite heals your personal environment and Earth's meridian grid and raises the vibrations of the planet. Self-understanding, well, that's like a heavy weight to carry. Self-understanding, become comfortable in your own body and environment. You incarnated to be a guardian for the planet. You are a vehicle for purifying, healing the Earth. Reminding others that it is sacred, it is a sacred living being to be treated with respect. Pay attention to where you live within yourself. Do your inner housekeeping and nurture yourself. Divination. Become a vehicle for the healing of the environment by opening yourself to higher vibrational energies. Do not participate in anything that despoils the planet or diminishes its resources. Work with your power animal and nourish your inner being. take no risks, and avoid excesses. Maybe next week do the animal oracle reading and see who your power animal is. Healing insight. If your environment is unhealthy and disharmonious, it cannot support well-being. Transform it, and well-being returns. High frequency aligns your Earth star, base, third eye, soul star, and stellar gateway. Timing is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aquarius. Soul path is healing the environment. Okay, and then Silly Pants, you're up for Wisdom of the Oracle. Oh, that makes sense? Okay, cool. Super. You're very welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Hair. I don't know what's happening. Don't understand. Need a haircut. All right, so this one is for Silly Pants. What wisdom does Silly Pants need this week? Thinker, number 44. 44, master number. Some might say the angels are with you. Don't do that. Essential meaning, strategy, being analytical and logical. The oracle's message. The ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct. For in this moment, there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. Relationship message. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. Prosperity message. Calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy. Focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friends now, so get out your journal. Write down what you're going to do today to signal to the universe that you're serious about attracting abundance. Your plans and strategies will yield wonderful results. Remember, your most effective strategic partner is spirit. You will win this game, and your triumph will be for the highest good of all. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. That's all she wrote. That was for Silly Pants. All right, so I will see y'all next week, hopefully. Just check the community page. I'll try and say if I'm not doing it at 10:30, if I do it a different day or a different time, I will let you know. I really do want to try and remain consistent and show up. I might be shifting because I'm going to try to start scaling my business because I need more money. Just because I deserve it. I deserve to do more. So I might shift the way I do this. I don't know. I've gotten some ideas. I've been like spitballing ideas with my friend who's like an idea machine, and I freaking love it. So I'll keep you posted. I know I make lots of promises. I think that's part of my ADHD is like ideas. And then I need to do the follow through, which I'm a little more motivated at least this time. So I will see y'all next week. I hope you have a fabulous week. Thank you for always showing up and being wonderful. And I got to go try and figure out what to do with Miss Empress. Have a good one.